Japanese neurologist performed an MRI scan on Neymar's brain while he was playing football and compared it to both amateur players and even other professionals. And what they found was shocking. Most players showed a lot of activity in the prefrontal cortex. But Neymar, his brain was almost silent. At first, that might sound like a problem. Shouldn't a top player be thinking more, making complex decisions in real time? But this is exactly what separates him from everyone else. Neymar doesn't have to think. His body just moves effortlessly, like he's on autopilot. He doesn't need to pre-plan his plays like many amateurs do. It just happens. And that's what makes him so unpredictable. And the neurologist said if they scanned Messi or Ronaldo, they'd probably see the same thing. Because this is what true peak performance looks like. But what is this? This is the flow state. A state of complete immersion where space disappears, time slows down, and everything feels effortless. Where you're not thinking about what to do next, you just do it. And if you can tap into it during a game, you'll play at a level you didn't even know was possible. And the best part, it's something you can actually train. So let's break it down. How to actually enter flow state every game on command. So let's first start with the part that probably everybody has heard from Blue Lock. To trigger flow state, as Mihaly said, one of the most knowledgeable researchers on flow, you need certain conditions. The first ones are shown in this graph. You see two things, skill level and challenge level. And to enter flow, they need to match up. What does that mean? If the challenge is too low compared to your skill level, you get bored. Your mind starts to wander and you lose focus. That's why when you're playing against weaker opponents, your intensity drops, you don't feel engaged, so you start playing lazily. On the other hand, if the challenge is too high, meaning you're facing players much better than you, you get overwhelmed. You start hesitating, second-guessing yourself, and that leads to anxiety. But when your skills and the challenge are balanced just right, you lock in. You stop thinking, and your instincts take over. That's what being in the zone feels like. And here's what's interesting. The other conditions for flow are already built into football itself. You need a clear goal and clear rules. In football, the goal is obvious. Score, assist, win duels, dominate your opponent. And the rules, they're already set. So in theory, football should be the perfect environment for flow. But I know what you're thinking. I don't control the challenge. So how do I actually match my skill to the level of competition? Don't worry, there's always a way to trigger flow. Neuroscience shows that flow state happens when the brain shifts into alpha and theta wave frequencies. Alpha waves occur when you're in a relaxed present state. They're linked to creativity, reaction speed, and effortless movement. Exactly what you need on the pitch. Theta waves are even deeper. They happen when you're in a dreamlike state, completely immersed in what you're doing, almost like time doesn't exist. This is why flow feels so surreal, because your brain is literally shifting into a different state of consciousness. But here's the problem. Most people today struggle to enter these brainwave states because their minds are overstimulated. Constant phone scrolling, short-form content, notifications, processed foods, these things destroy your ability to focus. They weaken your dopamine receptors, making it harder to feel engaged in the moment. And this is a massive problem for footballers. If your brain is stuck in a high stimulation, low focus mode, you'll never enter flow. You'll always feel disconnected, overthinking every decision instead of reacting naturally. So before we even talk about how to trigger flow in matches, we need to fix this. You need to learn how to actually live in presence and reset your dopamine levels so that your brain is capable of entering flow in the first place. And that's what we're about to break down next. Now let's talk about dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It's what makes you feel motivated, focused, and engaged. When you do something rewarding, like scoring a goal, making a great pass, or even eating food, Your brain releases dopamine to reinforce that behavior. But here's the issue. Not all dopamine is the same. Modern life is filled with cheap dopamine, instant, effortless rewards that hijack your brain's reward system. Scrolling short-form content, playing video games for hours, eating processed junk food, and the worst of them all, corn. And let's be honest, if you're still consuming that, it's killing your focus, your confidence, and your ability to perform under pressure. So, if you're serious about improving, quit it. If you want the full guide on how to stop, let me know in the comments. Now back to dopamine. To counteract overstimulation and reset your dopamine levels, footballers need to do 3 things. First, reduce overstimulation, limit activities that drain your focus, especially short-form content. And don't give yourself excuses like, I only watch it for football content. Be real. Short-form content is designed to fry your brain with constant novelty. It's way too fast to actually teach you anything useful, and all it does is weaken your ability to focus for long periods. Second, perform long-term fulfillment activities. Replace cheap dopamine with things that give you real satisfaction. Play football outside, lift weights, read, work on something that makes you proud. When you focus on meaningful tasks instead of mindless distractions, your dopamine system starts to reset, making it easier to focus and enjoy the game. Third, get out of your comfort zone. Make real connections. Push yourself. Do things that actually require effort. Go outside and ground your feet on natural grass or sand. Get sunlight on your skin. Spend time in nature. These things may sound simple, but they retrain your brain to find joy in reality instead of artificial stimulation. And here's the most important thing: consistency. If you stick to these habits, your dopamine system will reset. And before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Now, let's get into how to actually trigger flow state on command during matches. As we said before, getting into flow state requires a high but relaxed frequency, and we approach it this way. First, the morning reset. Every morning, the moment you wake up, go outside and get sunlight. Close your eyes and just listen to your brain for 5 to 20 minutes. Now, I'm not telling you to go full monk mode and try to shut your mind off completely. That's not the goal. It's hard, and honestly, it's not even necessary. Instead, just listen to your thoughts without engaging with them. Think of your mind like a river. Most people get swept away by their thoughts, carried down the stream without even realizing it. But if you step out of the river and just watch the water flow, you start to notice patterns. You start to recognize what distracts you, what stresses you, and what thoughts repeat over and over again. When you do this work, the next time during a match, instead of overthinking a bad pass or getting stuck in your head after missing a shot, you can just let it go because you've trained yourself to observe thoughts. Second, the spawning method. Now this is combined with visualization, but to another level. 1 hour before your match, find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and shut everything off. And in your mind, say this to yourself: I have just spawned on Earth. Nothing exists except what is happening right now. You're removing time from your perspective, completely resetting your brain as if you were just born into the present moment. No past mistakes, no future worries, just right now. Then shift into visualization, but instead of just watching yourself play well, feel everything. Imagine that you were born for this exact task, the match in front of you. Feel the ball at your feet, feel the weight of your body shifting as you move. Hear the sound of the ball making contact with your boot. Hear the crowd, the wind, the voices of your teammates. See yourself executing the perfect touch, the perfect dribble, the perfect shot. The goal here is to trick your brain into thinking this moment is everything, that nothing else exists outside of it. Your brain can't tell the difference between real experience and deep visualization. Studies have shown that mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as actually performing the action. That's why elite athletes, musicians, and even military operatives use these methods to prepare themselves. Now, there are some extra bonuses to boost your chances of getting into flow, and nutrition plays a huge role. The right foods can set your brain and body up for optimal performance. Let's start with blueberries. These little powerhouses are packed with antioxidants and vitamins, which protect your brain from oxidative stress. They also enhance communication between brain cells, boosting memory and cognitive function. Snack on it before a match, and it'll give you a natural energy boost. Next, fatty fish, like salmon and mackerel, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are crucial for brain health. Try a salmon salad for lunch. Don't forget about dark chocolate. It's packed with antioxidants that improve blood flow to the brain. Avocados are another go-to. These creamy fruits improve blood flow, which means better cognitive functioning and focus. Try adding avocado to your breakfast, and you'll start your day with a solid foundation. Then there's green tea, which deserves a spot in your daily routine. Green tea is rich in L-theanine and caffeine, two compounds that work together to boost brain function. Now, let's not forget the basics. Water. Staying hydrated is absolutely essential. Dehydration can lead to a foggy mind and sluggish reactions. Make sure you're drinking enough water before, during, and after training or a game to maintain peak performance. Now, here's something I didn't tell you. Everybody has a different way to trigger flow state. Sure, I mentioned some of the best ways to get there, but it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Everyone has their own unique flow. For some players, flow comes in when the team is stronger, when everything's going right and the energy is high. For others, it's when the pressure from the crowd is on and the adrenaline starts pumping. The environment, the context, it all matters. You could spend hours reading about techniques, strategies, and hacks to trigger flow, but the truth is, there's no perfect blueprint. Flow doesn't have a set formula. It all comes with experimenting, finding what clicks for you, and learning how to tap into it. I could tell you all day about how to boost your chances, but in the end, it's all about dealing with it in real life. You don't truly understand what triggers flow until you've experienced it on the pitch. So, how do you get those experiences? Simple. Play more football. Get involved in small-sided games, pick-up games, go to the park with friends, try futsal, challenge someone to a 1-versus-1, or even get in a match where there's no pressure at all. Just you, the ball, and the game. The more touches you get, the more familiar you become with the rhythm of the game, the faster you can find that zone. What matters is putting yourself in situations where the game feels fun, competitive, and unstructured. Don't focus on looking good for others. Forget about impressing anyone or worrying about the scoreboard. Focus on actually having fun and playing the game in its purest form. You'll start getting into flow without even realizing it. You'll make better decisions, react faster, and start seeing the game in ways you never did before. The more you activate flow, the more momentum you get, and the easier it becomes to trigger it. It's like building muscle. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have ever played in flow. And don't forget, join our Discord community. You'll be surrounded by players who are just as dedicated as you. Hit the protocol and take action.